What's up, guys? APTV correspondent Stevie James here at Riot Fest in Chicago, hanging out with Frank and James from Deathspells. What's up, guys?
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Hi.
Hi. I'm doing great. How are you guys doing today? You guys stoked to be at Riot Fest?
Yeah, it's really exciting. I mean, Riot Fest is like, it's the new punk rock summer camp. Like, you get to see so many people that you've, like, you know, grew up with. Like, it's crazy. I've seen so many people today.
Yeah.
Yeah, so many great bands, too.
And it's weird because we saw everybody 2 weeks ago
Yeah,
in Denver.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Now you're back.
yeah, it's like 2
what
weeks
have you
later,
been
like,
up to?
oh, what have you guys been doing for the last 2 weeks?
Trying to get to Chicago.
Yeah.
Made it. Awesome. Okay, so you guys, first popped out in 2013. You did the tour with MSI and everything, and then poof, it was over. It was a big tease, and we were all like, oh, what happened? But now you're back. You did the full length. What inspired you to really do it?
You know, at least for me, like, we would always, every time we talked, it was something that we brought up, and we're like, oh man, we really have to finish this Deathspells thing. Like, there's something, you know, important about it that, like, you know, we really both enjoyed doing. And it always felt like, to me, like, it was like we were building, like, together, we were building, like, this I don't know, this skyscraper, and there was, like, this floor missing, you know, from both of our lives that, like, I knew about and I was inspired by and I was, like, really affected by, but no one else had ever heard. And so, like, it just worked out that we collectively had the time to work on it together and finish it, and it just happened that it happened this summer. So it's been 4 years in the making,
Yeah,
almost.
it
You know,
really
it's
has.
kind of crazy. Yeah.
I mean, it's weird to think, like, these songs, we wrote these songs pretty much in Los Angeles, and then 4 years later, with all the other stuff that we've been up to, we finally get this out, and now we're on the road doing it, and it's a lot, you know, it's amazing.
Awesome, very awesome. So the record's called Nothing Above, Nothing Below. It's kind of a dark, kind of intense title. Can you kind of break down a little bit more? What does that mean? What kind of inspired that title? What's kind of the deeper meaning behind it?
But to me, I mean, a lot of people have said that, like, oh, that sounds like really dark and real ominous. But, like, to me, it was always, like, the most positive thing I could think of, because I feel like a lot of the problems that we have in today's world and today's societies is, like, we're so concerned with what comes next, you know? Like, you know, what heaven is like, what hell is like, you know, who's going where and who believes in what and all this stuff. And to me, it was like, all right, well, what if there was nothing there was nothing above us, nothing below us, it was just about right here,
And
right
then
now.
what? Yeah.
Then what? Like, how would we treat each other? Would we actually care about other human beings and, like, the place that we live? Like, so that to me is what the record really is based on, the here and now.
Absolutely, absolutely. The music itself is really intense. It's I don't want to say dark, but it kind of does go down that path. It's experimental. You don't really know what's going to happen next. So I'm just trying to wrap my mind around the kind of how this writing process for this. What inspired this? How did this even begin to come together? I know you said it's 4 years in the making, but what inspired this intense record?
James, you want to start?
I
Because
don't
it really
even know.
started with James, really. I mean,
Just like being in an environment that's like foreign and very alien.
Being in LA, you mean?
Yeah. And
that's as foreign as you can get for us.
yeah, for us, like, being from the East Coast, it was very, very foreign, and, like, you know, and just being a lot of confusion, which I think comes across in the music a lot, is like there's a lot of confusion and a little bit of anger, a lot of frustration, and yeah, it's meant to be as unsettling, and, like, you know, the writing process was unsettling, so the music's meant to be like it's kind of meant to clench you up a little bit and be like, what's going on? Like, oh, I don't get it. But then there's a breakdown, so.
Exactly. That was one thing that really stuck out to me, is that tension you're kind of touching on. So kind of dive a little further. Being in LA, what is kind of creating that tension? You know, for those who aren't from the East Coast or don't really understand the East Coast mentality versus the West Coast mentality, or they're from the Midwest, kind of break down what was so different about being in LA compared to, like, coming up in the East Coast and everything.
I think, I mean, it was this time in our lives where, like, we've been kind of transplanted into this weird foreign society where, like, you know, like, people are concerned with a lot of things that we had no idea you should be concerned about. And and we're like,
kids that want to be, like, you know, in our apartment building, it's like a lot of kids that are there who are there for, like, they want to be famous, they want to make it, they want all this, and it's like just watching. It
doesn't matter what you're famous for, by the way.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like, they just want to be famous, and just watching, like, this, where it was like, oh my God, like, this is so desperate and just so, like, I couldn't imagine, like, I mean, I was in my 30s in LA, so it was like watching these kids in their 20s that would, like, do anything just to get some sort of like acclaim, like for any kind of notoriety to be famous was like, oh my God, like come on, you guys, like like the real inspiration comes from you're gonna do it whether you're gonna be famous or not. Like you're gonna do it because this is what you want to do because you love doing this, and like seeing kids where it was like cheapening everything so much was like just so angering to be like all the work that me and him have done with all our other bands. To be like, well, you make a great YouTube video, now you're a star. And it's like, no, that's not how it works.
I heard there's a new thing. I'm sorry, we're going to go off on track here. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, lead the way.
I heard there's a new thing where they're doing a tour of YouTube stars, and they set up a stage that looks like this particular YouTube star's bedroom, and then they do like a live YouTube thing, and they sell tickets, and people go and are going to go see that.
So you'll be front row
I
then.
heard that's a new thing. I gotta see what that's like. What is that fucking like?
I would go to Chocolate Rain.
See, but it's like a variety show. Like you get to see Chocolate Rain, and then you get to see like I don't know, like a dog get hit in the face with a frisbee, and then like at some point.
What's the one? The fucking hamster.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dramatic hamster.
Dramatic
Like
hamster.
that shit. I'd be there every night for dramatic hamster.
Front row.
Then
Front row.
Stitches, the rapper, shows up. Or no, wait, that's his name. Yeah, Stitches. Shows
Like,
up and
Stitches and Riff Raff do a duet.
there's like kilos in my bag, and it's just this amazing live show.
You guys could write like a whole 3 more records just from the inspiration from that show alone. Yeah.
Yeah, standing there and having to watch would be like inspiration for more music.
Speaking of more music, what's next for you guys? I mean, obviously you're starting to do some of the shows and stuff like that, but where are you going to take it from here?
Yeah, no one knows, and I think that's the beauty of it. Like, there's no pressure to do anything else. We want to do something else as far as like Death Spells goes, and and progress that sound. We have ideas for new music. It's just a matter of us having the time. Like, because I know James getting really busy with his bands. I just swallowed a bug. I'm about to get really busy too, and so it's just a matter of us being able to link up and do it. But the cool thing about Death Spells is we can kind of like email ideas back and forth.
The future is now. That's what I'm told.
The future is now.
The fun thing about the project was that we come from the rock world, so doing an electronic project is like, well, I guess this is what it's supposed to be like. Like, is this okay with you? Like, cool, okay. Do vocals? Okay, cool. All right. I think we're doing it right.
Yeah.
Like, we have no model to go off of, so we're kind of just making it up as we go, and or I'm watching a YouTube video of like, oh. That's how electronic bands do it. Okay.
That's what makes it really cool, though, because, like I said, listening to it, I can't really predict what's going to happen next. And every time I'd be like, oh, it is. And I think that, kind of spoke to it a lot. So thanks so much for taking the time to talk to us, guys. I hope everything keeps moving and things come together. I know you guys are busy, but I'm sure, me and a lot of other people want to see this to keep happening. And I wish you guys nothing but the best of luck. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
Frank and James, Death Spell, Stevie James for APTV at Ride Fest in Chicago. Thanks for watching, guys.